So as you can see, I didn't pay for much commercial time this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and get this started, primarily because I have a Zoom call scheduled for here in a little bit, and I need to make this as quick and painless as I can. I just left Doug's thing up and running there. I'm going to go ahead and start Davinci Resolve. Oh, I forgot I had Davinci Resolve running from last night, so I'm going to shut Davinci Resolve down to get that good clean start. Now I'll start Davinci Resolve. Sure hope I saved that project. That's probably going to be most of the conversation today, actually. Good thing I have a green screen. Mrs. K just walked in and brought me some brunch. Afternoon. Afternoon, Tony Wallow. Big homie. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and kill this and get rid of the desktop icons. We don't need those distracting me. So, as I said yesterday on the nightly stream and after stream Zoom, I do a lot of my stuff with stills. I don't do much with videos yet. I have done some video stuff, but right now the stills appeal to me. So hi Rick, hi Tony. So I'm going to show this one first. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. So this is when I rendered it. You can tell right here because it's still in the render tab. I'm going to go back to the edit tab. There is the finished product right there. I got this all done last night fighting the effects of NyQuil, and it actually looks like this. So if we kill that and we go over to my Davinci D drive, and then go in here and then go get the JPEG version, that's the finished product. There's no animation, there is no moving around, no nothing. Now I see a couple things that I want to fix if I can, but Robert was actually happy with it, so that's all that matters. He liked it. I actually liked it. So we're done. So let's get back to how we got there. Okay. And we got there. I'll reopen DaVinci Resolve. I know I don't have to do that. It's simpler for me to do it this way. And we kill some awkward silence time. So I'm going to go ahead and open a project and make sure it's on the edit tab. I'm just going to go grab, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 pictures from somewhere. I'll grab this car, which I converted from a WebP to a JPEG. So I'm going to grab that car. I'm going to go grab the flag. I'm going to go grab, I don't know, let's grab us. I can use us and not worry about. I'm going to grab 2 at a time. There's a problem with that though that I've seen, and I need one more because I want. Do I want 5? Yeah, I want 5. Actually, I want 6. Media, and again, since this is all live and unscripted, there's no prep to this whatsoever. I'll grab that one. So that's 5. We'll start with that. So I'm going to grab the flag as my background and put it in there like that. That's going to be the background. So if I wanted to bring Mrs. K and I over and put this right there, well, that I don't know how to mute this mic, so sorry about the coughing. Hi, Speedy C. I'll try to keep up with chat as best I can when my Furry Fuel shows or someone there. So as I stack these on top of one another, they will, in fact, take over the scene. So as you can see, we now have the flag. And turn those off by muting them, or enable, disable. I call it muting, it's enable, disable. So there's the flag. If I bring up the first picture, kind of hides most of the flag. If I bring up the next picture, it hides most of everything. If I bring up the final picture, it pretty much hides everything. So this is just a real easy way of doing this. I want to turn off everything I'm not working with, which in this case will be everything but the flag and this picture here. So you go to the effects tab, and you go to the DVE. It's in my favorites. If you want to look it up, you go up here to search and you type in I think it's V. No, I don't remember what DVE stands for, but you can go through here and find it. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Video transition, go to effects, then type in DVE, and it brings it up. And as long as you have the three things highlighted to hover, then you can see the effect. And all it does is it does that right there. It throws it up in that upper right hand corner and puts a box around it. Cool. That's what I want. So I'm going to grab my DVE from my favorites because I really liked it. So I made it a favorite. And I'm going to put it down here on this picture. And it instantly throws it up in that corner. So now you want to make sure that you have the red box around what you're working with. Now I'm working with this one right here. And like everything else, you can move. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, my goodness. It's not. That's the zoom. Oh, it's the same thing here. That's because this is an effect. And to work with the effect, you have to go to the effects. So I'm going to go to effects. Now, if I come down here, I move the whole box. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit to right there. Actually, I'm going to turn off the flag. I don't need the flag right now. To make the fancy dancy circular thing, you come in here to border and you just crop the border to how you like it. That looks pretty good. And then you come down here to corner radius and you just start doing what you want. Now right now I don't like that, and to make it a circle you just have to kind of work with it like that, and that's fine. And then to change the color of gray, just all common sense. Let's just go with hot pink for today, or purple, or whatever this is. I don't know. We'll just go with that because it stands out. Okay. And then we'll come up here and we'll play with the zoom just a little bit right here. That's the zoom of your actual DVE. Hi, Jeff again. So I'm going to go with that one right like that. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to put it in the upper right. Now you could also do the same thing here. You can keyframe this just like you can keyframe anything else. So I'm going to put that right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the flag back off, and I'm going to go into this one, but I want to go into the video itself, and I want to play with the zoom a little bit because I want more of Mrs. K and I. Now you'll notice at some point in time, by zooming it in and out, you start to get the black lines. So that's pretty good there. I'm going to see if I can't move us over just a little bit. That's pretty good right there. I'm good with that. Got my ugly mug and it's got Mrs. K's beautiful face. We're good to go. So when we bring the flag back up, we're good to go. I like that. That's cool. Got a little bit of black on the top. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. So now for the next one, it's the same process. You make sure you're on your picture, you unhide it, you go to your DVE. Let's not use DVE. Let's experiment. Let's use these binoculars because, quite frankly, I don't remember what they do. So I'm going to turn it off, turn it off. I'm going to grab the binoculars and put it on here. And we'll see. Again, the same principles. If I use the zoom here, it does this. If I use the position here, it does that. So I want those to be at their starting points. I go to effects right here. And because binoculars is different, it has no border. It has different settings. So the blur strength, let's blur that down a little bit. Maybe right to there. The distance, let's take it, let's put it back to 0. That's fine. The strength, the size, that's kind of cool. The edge blur, the mask blur, I like it like that. It's got the binocular type look. The eye width, I'm going to go with this right there. I think that looks pretty cool. And the eye height. And since I'm big on these circle things, I'm going to go with that right there. Okay. For now, that looks pretty good. It's pretty interesting. But how does that compare to the overall picture of things? Well, we bring up everything we have going. Oh, geez, that's not going to work. I don't like that. But wait, can I bring the DVE on top of that as well and DVE this? Let's find out. Oh my goodness, I did not know that that was going to happen, but I can. So now you'll see here it says binoculars and DVE. I don't know this for sure, but I'm going to guess if I turn this one off, I now have, nope, I'm going to turn that back on because that put it back to, no, that's fine. I'm going to go back to the video. I'm going to leave that at 0 still. And turn it back on. Now I got to figure out, I have no idea how to get this. I guess maybe go there. Nope. There we go. You just click on it. And it is on the DVE. I click on that, back to binoculars. Click on that. I have the active DVE. So again, I'm going to go to the border. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to bring the height down. Because it's binoculars, it's going to be rectangular. And then I'm going to change the color. I'll go to some crazy color here. That looks all right. And then I'm going to round the corners just a little bit. Again, trying to get that binoculars look a little bit better. I kind of like that. And we're going to go place it. We're going to place it right over here in this corner. So now we bring up the other two backgrounds or what's there, and we have that. That's pretty simple. Now I'm going to go turn this one on. It's a horrible picture, but for today's purposes, it'll work. I'm going to grab, oh, let's see here. Let's take out DVE, even though I'm familiar with it. Fusion composition is going to be brought into next week. I want to practice a little bit more. Yes, it is truly live and unscripted, but yes, there is a little bit of practice so I don't look totally foolish when I do this. Now you're seeing the effect show up over here on the binoculars because I forgot to put it over here. Now if I do that, it puts it over there. So I'll experiment with some of this stuff later. I'm just going to go with my regular DVE and put it on here, and it puts it up there. And we will go to, I'm going to zoom this out because I don't want that ugly whiteness. Then I'm going to go to effects. Go down to my border. This is all real basic, simple stuff. There's nothing there. So I'll just leave that one as is. I'll round it a little bit. You can round it down to what you want. Again, I think I can. I think I can do this. No, that's that one. Um, yeah, we'll bring this one over here. And one thing I do like to do is I like to set them on top of one another. God, that was a pretty good guess. You can also copy paste. I do copy paste it a lot, but that looks pretty much to me, that looked like that was pretty close to the same way. So I'll demonstrate the copy paste by going back to the binoculars. I'll go into the binoculars, into the DVE. I'll go into the color, brings up your color, highlight, Control C, okay, turn this one back on, go over to it, go down to your color, highlight, Control V, and there it is. That works out pretty good. Now, I want to make sure. Pretty close, close enough for me. So I'm going to bring that one right there. Now I'm going to bring up everything I have so far. And I do need one more picture, it looks like, maybe. Or do I? I don't remember. No, I got the flag. Yeah, so I'm going to go back over to the media pool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go grab one more picture here. Gosh, it really doesn't matter because this is just a throwaway tutorial. Here, we'll use this lovely picture right here. It's my senior picture in high school. And we will bring it down. You can always tell what you've brought in. Oh yeah, Speedy C. You can spend, if you don't have a definitive goal in mind what you want to do, you could sit here and just really go bonkers. So I'm gonna put this in right here. And as some of us know, back then, even though my name is Kenneth R. for Richard, I went by Rick. So the same thing again, you go to your effects. I'm going to DVE it. As you can tell, DVE is kind of my favorite thing to use. I'm going to go to effects. Actually, I'm not going to go to effects. I'm going to go back here for just a second. I want to see. Okay, that's okay. So again, see how that started moving? That's because even though this DVE to here, I don't have the red box over here. It's very important that you pay attention to where your red box is because you can make all kind of changes and this never moves. And if you don't, if I muted this, if I had disabled it, and I'm over here going hog wild crazy making changes, and then I bring it back up, and all of a sudden this thing's cattywampus and over here, it's a mess. Been there, done that. So now I want to see if I can do this. I want to see if I can actually. Yeah, that looks all right. For today's purposes, that'll work just fine. So now we're going to go back to effects. We're going to go down to border. We're going to bring the sides in. We're going to go back to the video. We're going to move me over to the center, like so. Go back to effects, bring the height down just a little. No, the height can't go down much because it'll chop me off. But can I effectively move me down like that? Well, I guess I can. And then we'll bring me over to there, back to effects, bring the width in a little bit there, and we'll bring the height down to about right there's good. Since we have the circular thing going on, we'll round the corners a little bit. Not going to get rid of the white, so that is what it is. We'll change the color, and the color's changed, and now we will just bring this to its location where we want it, which is not in the center, contrary to your belief, but actually down here. And then I'll add one more thing. Go back to effects, titles, And I want to bring a text node and put it right there. Highlight the text node so I know where I'm at. And this is going to be daily Davinci number 9, number 9, number 9, number 10. We're going to go find a color we like, which is not that one per se. Not big on yellow. And we'll just go with yellow for now. And my favorite font is what? Anyone in chat know my favorite font before I click on it? Let's see. All right. Comic Sans Cert. Comic Sans MS. I like the bold, so I'll leave it bold. The size, I'm going to change that just a little bit to right there. And then I'm going to space the tracking out just a little bit right there. Kind of like that. That looks pretty good. Can change the font to mixed case, all upper, all lower, whatever. I don't mess with that. And I'm not going to add a drop shadow to this. I could. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come right here in this general area. I got to learn how to draw the circle around there. That's my next big thing, by the way. So I'm going to keyframe this. At frame 0, I want the Daily Davinci to be completely off. If I were making this an MP4, okay? If this was going to end up being an MP4, I like to put animation in there. I just think it's pretty cool. So we're going to keyframe that off the screen at the beginning of this clip. Then we're just going to grab the playhead and we're going to bring it over to the end. And at the end, I want it to I'm just seeing what this will do. I'm hoping it does a little bit of rap. So there we go. So now we're going to take this back to the beginning. It's off the screen. We'll hit play by pressing the space bar. And it comes across like it should. So far, so good. Now it's starting to stutter a little bit, as it should. Now hopefully it does a lot of stuttering here, as it didn't. So that's cool. That's the effect I actually wanted. I could have done that a different way too. I could have taken this back to here, do away with the keyframe, go to the next keyframe, do away with the keyframe, go back to the beginning, and you'll notice the playhead jumped automatically to that. So it's off the screen, that's where I want it. I'm going to keyframe it. I'm going to go halfway across right there. I'm going to 23 minutes. Okay, I'm going to grab the x-axis and I'm going to just bring it over here as quickly as I can. That keyframes that, and then I'm going to go to the end. And I'm going to keyframe this back to where it comes back. And, well, where the heck is it at? So, see how this looks. We'll go to the beginning. We'll hit play. You can hit play here, or you can hit the space bar. My next thing is I want to learn how to speed the text up going across the thing. And I think that's when you use a text plus mode, but I'm not 100% sure. So if this is going to be an MP4, I'm done with it. So now the last step is you come in here and you render it. You give it some wonky name like Daily Davinci number 10 MP4. I did not change any of the stuff today. I just left it as is. I'm just kind of playing around with that. And I got to go find the location. So if I add this to the queue, it won't render. And I'm just going to put this out here in the main stuff. Oh, it did. Cool. Did that automatically by clicking on. I did not know that. I thought it would tell me to go back and do that, but by clicking on add to render queue, it automatically put that in there. As soon as I hit add to render, it puts it in here. So I'm going to render it. 33 seconds to render that. That's quite interesting because there's no, other than the animation, there's nothing there. Nothing at all. Kind of cool. So I'm getting ready to wrap this up. I've been 25 minutes already. It's amazing. I think somebody said you could really get wrapped up in this, and you can. You really, Speedy C said you could lose yourself for hours. You can, hours on this. So I'm going to minimize that because I want to go back and change it later. Go to my D drive, go to my Davinci, go to my finished projects. There it is. We'll bring it up, and there's the finished product. This gives me I'm going to save that because I actually have an idea for this actually. Now, if I wanted to convert it from the MP4, I'm going to temporarily bring up my desktop icons by watching another an OBS guy of all people. I came across this thing called Shutter Encoder, and it converts whatever you want done. So I'm going to grab this and drag it in here, and then I'm going to go change it from an MP4 down to a JPEG, which is right here. I'm going to get this out of the way. I hit start function, and it'll put it puts it right back there because I'm not smart enough to figure out where to move it. So I hit start function, and just like that, it's done. If I click on the JPEG, obviously no animation. So that concludes today's Daily Davinci. I appreciate everybody being here. Tony Wallow, Rick Lakes. By the way, Rick, get to feeling better. Follow your mom's instructions. Drink a lot of chicken soup, orange juice. You know the deal. Speedy C, Jeff Ryman, Black Watch, who kept us going with this comical ways again today. And I believe that's it. Thank you, gentlemen. I've got a Zoom call 3 minutes ago that I'm late. I'm late. Bye.